How's it going, Dave from Comic Book Investments? So, DC just dropped the new Superman suit. Now, we've seen pictures of him before, but we never seen, I guess, behind the scenes, while they're shooting the movie. And I have a few thoughts. And if you haven't seen the pictures, I'm going to show them on screen as I talk about them. But, so, first of all, the actor's name is David Corn Sweat or Corin Sweat. Cohen Sweat. I don't know how to say his name, but his name's David, same as mine. So, that's cool. And he has blue eyes and dark hair, which was a must. I don't know. It's such a small, minute thing, but for me, it always made me mad if they had an actor who didn't have blue eyes play him. So I'm happy because that's how he is. I don't know. Like, it just for some reason, I don't know what it is, but for me, I just need Superman to be like, that's like really about the only thing that I really care. The suit for me is, I think it looks fine. I like the trunks. The trunks don't bother me. I've read some people online saying like, oh, it looks, it's very comic book-ish. And I'm like, it's a comic book. It's a comic book movie. It should look like this. Superman's been around for about 100 years, almost. So people are used to it. I don't know why people would care if he has trunks or not. I like the trunks. It's fine with me. One thing I don't like about the suit is it has all these like weird designs, like thick padding type stuff on it. I'm like, whatever. The David guy, he hasn't really posted very many photos of him working out, so I was a little concerned, but he did post one photo, and he looks pretty jacked. Apparently, he's 6'4", 240 pounds, so he's a couple inches shorter than me, and probably an extra 40 pounds of muscle, 30 pounds of muscle on top of me. So, pretty jacked. I also have fat on me. He probably doesn't have as much fat. So, pretty jacked. I'm happy about that. I want my superheroes to be jacked. I want them to be jacked. They must be. I don't see why it's that hard. Just, go to the gym, take some steroids like they all do. Doesn't bother me none. What was that guy's name? Alan Richter? He's in that one show. I don't know. He was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. God, I can't remember the show. My wife likes it because she thinks he's hot. Alan something. Whatever. He talked about the first season. Jack Reacher, I think this show is. He talked about the first season where he tried to do it all on his own, and he said it was super hard. And then the second season, he's like, F this, I'm just going to do the steroids, much easier. And he admitted to it, which is great. They should all. Who cares? People think all of a sudden you take steroids and, like, it instantly works and you're big and buff and you look like the Hulk. That's not how it works. There's lots of people who take steroids and are fat, not in shape at all, but they're killing their body for no reason whatsoever other than take steroids. And it's because they don't work out, they don't have a good diet. You still need to have all that kind of stuff. You still need to have all that kind of stuff. Even if you take roids, you still have to take all that stuff. Do all that stuff. So it's still hard work. So I don't care. Thor or Chris Hemsworth, he's on roids, some kind of thing. Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, roids, all of them. Sure. Doesn't bother me. What was it? Jake Gyllenhaal was in the Roadhouse. Definitely on something for sure. Who cares? I don't care. They're actors. They're supposed to play a role. So anyways, he's big and buff. Looks like it. Cool. The only thing I do not like about the suit, only thing, is it is too big and too thick and too rubbery. If you look at photos, you can see where it's like creasing, but not like creasing like a shirt creases, like it's nice and thin, It's like, it's creasing like it's clumpy because it's so rubbery and so thick that, when you move in weird spots, rubber isn't very malleable. And so it just looks awful. I don't know. I'm hoping they fix that in post because to me, it looks just weird. And also on top of that, he looks like drawn by Kurt Swan, just like a big midsection because it's not like form-fitting at all. And it's just kind of thick all around, especially those weird little details they have that make it thick. You can tell right when it comes to the cuff of his hand, it's like thick all the way around. So it looks like he's, it doesn't look like a shirt or like even like a jacket or something like that. This looks like it's like this thick around his arm, just kind of like, it's just, I don't know how he's going to move in that thing. So I hope they fix some of that in post and fix up some of like the bends and the wrinkles. I know they do that stuff all the time. Also in the first photo they released, you can totally tell that it's just kind of, just too thick. So I don't know why seems like a pretty buff dude. So why do you have to make it so thick? Like, to me, that doesn't really make any sense. Like, what for? Like, make it more skin tight and just more breathable for the actor. And just normally you make it all like Homelander. Like, he has like a muscle suit that he wears underneath his suit because the guy, I forget the actor's name, but he is not that big and not that buff. So Anthony Starr, that's his name. So he's not that big and buff. So the suit makes him look big and buff. But if this David Cornsweet guy is, working out, he looks pretty big. So you wouldn't need to do that. It's kind of like The Rock said that Black Adam's suit was paper thin because he was already so big and buff. Any thickness they put to it would like diminish his muscle look, which makes sense. He is big and buff. So, which he also does steroids. So, yeah, I don't know. That's about the only thing. Mr. Terrific looks terrific. I like the look of him. He was a little skinnier than I thought he'd be. I want all my superheroes to be buff. All of them. So he's a little skinnier than I was hoping to be, but that's fine. Whatever. Him as Clark Kent, Superman as Clark Kent, or David Cornsweet, or Cornsweet. I don't know what his name is. Cohen Sweat. I know it's like trendy to have, like, they call it the broccoli look for the hair. I don't like that. I personally think it's kind of stupid, but whatever. I can look past that. Overall, he looks like Superman. Now let's see if he can act like Superman, and let's see if the movie is like Superman. James Gunn is very good. He's a comic nerd, so he's made everything pretty much comic accurate. So happy with that for the most part. Lois Lane, she's the actress from Miss Maisel. My wife watches that show. The first thing she said about her was, she's too old. And I laughed. And I'm like, I guess that's true. I think the actress is mid-30s, I think. And so if you think they're going to make a trilogy of this, usually you go in with the hope that they make a trilogy. Trilogy is going to last at least 10 years. So she's going to be in her mid to late 40s, which is fine. But the idea is to you went with this David Cornsweet because you wanted a younger Superman, because you didn't want to go with Henry Cavill because you thought he was too old. Literally. That's what James Gunn. He wanted to clear the slate, but he also thought Henry Cavill was too old and he wanted to go for a younger Superman. So you cast an older Lois Lane? I don't know. Anyways, I couldn't stand Amy Adams in the Zack Snyder one, so for me, this is a step up. Yeah. I did not like Amy Adams, but whatever, she's a fine actress. I don't really know her, but as a Lois Lane, horrible. Did not like her one bit at all. So this is a step up for me with Lois Lane, because I've seen Miss Maisel, the show, and she's fine, but she's playing like a weird character, so we'll see. I just have a lot of faith in James Gunn that it's going to be a good movie. I think Brainiac is going to be the villain. That's my guess. If I had to guess, like the main villain. Hopefully they have Lex Luthor in there, and you better make him menacing. Do not go the Jesse Eisenberg route. What a terrible. I have never in my entire life have ever seen a movie, well, let's say comic book movie, worse cast than Jesse Eisenberg. Like, what was going on in his head? That was the dumbest cast I've ever seen. Kevin Spacey was a better Lex Luthor than Jesse Eisenberg. I could not believe that casting, let alone the movies, the stories and the plot and all that kind of stuff. There's so much wrong with it. Like, Henry Cavill was like the shining light in those movies. Also Ben Affleck too. Ben Affleck, I thought he was a fantastic Batman. And whatever, Bruce Wayne's fine. But fantastic, probably one of my favorite Batmans. Yes, I know, over Michael Keaton. But I don't know. The problem with Christian Bale, those were just really good movies. So I can't put it all on him saying he's the best Batman, because the movies are just fantastic. Batman v Superman, I'm sorry, it was not a very good movie. It just made me mad a lot of times. Like, oh God. You know the thing, I'm going to say this one thing. Martha, why did you say that name? That's my mother's name. Oh, okay, I won't kill you anymore. Oh my God, so dumb. And then like a little bit later, they have the little spear, and then Lois Lane's like, I'm gonna get the spear. No, I'm gonna toss it in this little river thing. Oh no, I have to go back and oh no, it's trapped. Help, Superman, help. Oh, and then he has to go save her. I'm like, oh, you're so worthless. Just so worthless. There's so many things. Jesse Eisenberg. Oh, just like the cherry on top. It's just the worst of the worst. So terrible. What was he thinking? What was he like? Oh, the rich, smart people, they're tech billionaires now. That's what they are. So he's going to be a tech guy. When I think tech, I think of Facebook. So when I think Facebook, Jesse Eisenberg, because he was in that movie. That was his train of thought. That was Zack Snyder's train of thought. This is becoming like a rant on Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's Watchmen, fantastic movie. Changed a little few things, but a fantastic movie. That's because he stuck to the source material. 300, fantastic movie. Stuck to the source material. He can't write. You should never let him write. Looks nice. Questionable casting, but yes. Beyond that, I think the suit looks great. I like trunks. Let me know what you think down below. What you think. Other than that, I like it.